introduce yourself.
Yeah, hi, I haven't been here for a couple of years, and it's good to be back in sunny Melbourne. I'm going to speak on one of my specialist subjects: Zionist, Judaic, Masonic Socialism, the De-Christianization of Masonry from an operative into a speculative form, the greed and the most worshipped and served substance on the planet, money, and the way that $1 million home in Australia in 6 months to a year's time might only be worth 500,000. The fixed interest rates that people have relied upon to make money for nothing. If I print a $100 note, it might cost me 50 cents or $1. I print 10,000 of those $100 notes. I print 10,000 $100 notes over $1 million. I charge a Goyim Cretin 5 or 6% interest on $1 million. I make money for nothing. That's what people do when they sit back and control financial situations. Their God is money. And the beautiful thing about it is that money no longer has much value. The internet and the reliance upon being an individual, the self-centeredness of individuals today, their business of education, the curriculums in the schools, all pointing towards people being independent. They don't want anyone out of their own homes. They want to sit there on the internet, order their beer, their groceries, be isolated, and have no interaction with each other. So they've got no opportunity to actually have any love with each other or any mateship. So what you do is you isolate, and all the things that you love are taken away from you, and you're controlled and manipulated. And that's the way the world is today, and plenty of parts of it. So these Zionist, Judaic, Masonic Socialists, these people that through rhetoric, logic and grammar are able to create, and through the craft of dialogue, and tell the beautiful lies that are told in the world through arithmetic, sacred geometry, music and astronomy, the 7 liberal arts, that then they're able to manipulate the building of great buildings like this state library, the building of stealth fighters, the creation of financial situations and systems, the control of the internet only relying upon 2 numbers, 1 and 0, the X code, the code X, which is only reliant upon 2 numbers, 1 and 0, and everyone marches to that secular, humanistic, postmodern tune. They love money. Their God is money. But the trouble is, money no longer has any power. When you're paying 8% fixed interest rate on a home that was worth $1 million, that today is going to be worth, this time next year, be worth 500,000, or your home's taken off you because you can't afford to pay the interest rate because you haven't got a job, things will change. And the world is changing. Just have to look at the States, Europe, and this greed in the world exactly has created the problems of what we have. Individual human greed, the 7 deadly sins, in fact. So when I was always told, when you shake a man's hand, they're the 10 commandments, 5 and 5's 10. When you're hungry, you feed someone. When you're thirsty, you give them something to drink. When you're naked, you clothe them. When in jail, you visit them. When hospital, you nurture and love them. Not just on a natural physical level, on a supernatural spiritual level. That's gone out the window because the Zionist, Judaic, Masonic Socialists want nothing to do with Jesus, want nothing to do with Christ or those constitutions, want nothing to do with commandments. They turn themselves through their high degree Masonry into the gods that they think they are. They don't believe in anything to do with God. They believe in their education through the mind, through the manipulation of the mind, through the ability for them to be well educated, for them to have the connections between the court systems, the police, the Secret Service, the judges, the surgeons, the anaesthetists, the coroner. All of these different associations are all linked together in this unity of secrecy. There is nothing open about Freemasonry, not in the high degree form of it.
And that breaks.
The actual high degree priestcraft of throne and altar worship of Freemasonry is a Druid priestcraft. They believe in a creation, and they believe in no creator. They create, and they've created a system in the world that is now failing. And God is good. He raises up the lowly to confound the wise and intelligent. And these so-called wise and intelligent people of the world are creating a world that no one wants to love in, self-centered to the core individuals that want nothing except what they can get for themselves out of life. So it's good to be back here in sunny Melbourne. It's not that sunny today, but to come here and expose and to open up, because people don't like to hear the truth. They like to have their ears tickled with half-truths or things that make them feel good. But the truth's something that opens up and exposes things to actually what life is really all about. And secrecy and things of secret have no truth in them. And truth is far more pure than honesty. I can honestly pick up your wallet, but the truth of the matter is, if I speak truth, people don't like to hear truth. They like to hear half-truths, things that tickle their ears. Institutions, churches today that it turns into tax-free havens to launder money for people, tax-free havens so that you can through the funds that are organised churches that they spend their money on is misappropriated, is put into the pockets of men of high degree in those churches, that's spent on things that are secret, that other people don't know about, aren't put back into the society, aren't spent on the things that they prophesy and talk about in their churches. They're murderers from the beginning, they're liars for their own resources, and they're father of all lies. And that is basically what Zionist Judaic Masonic Socialism is. They are murderers from the beginning. They don't believe in anything except their own intellect, their ability to create through the institutions that they run, a system that suits the way that they want. A druid is a worshipper, is a sun worshipper basically. He's a nature worshipper, and through the sun we have we get the sundial, and we have time. Right now in Perth it's probably 4 o'clock in the afternoon. In NZ it's 8 o'clock at night. In America it's yesterday. Why is October the 10th month of the year when an octagon or an octopus has 8 feet? Why is December or a decade, why is a decade 10 or a decade 10? And why do we have December as the 12th month of the year? So they can charge you another 2 months interest on the loans of the usury, the interest that you shouldn't even have to pay. 10th commandment, thou shalt not covet thy neighbour's house, wife, manservant, maidservant, ox or ass. In America today, 7,000 homes a day are being coveted because the people can't afford to pay the interest on the homes that they've purchased and bought. There's no jobs and there's hopelessness. And that's what happens when people turn their God into, they turn their will and their life over to the power of money and people that worship money and worship a creation rather than a creator, and create hell for other people that understand and have a little understanding in their life. The elixir of life is wisdom, but the sole ingredient is not knowledge, but the understanding. So with a head full of knowledge and a head full of wisdom, there's not much point if you don't understand what's going on. And very few do, because they've been hoodwinked and slipshod by these secret, filthy, rotten, murdering, lying thieves that control and manipulate. And so, God bless you all, and it's absolutely glorious to be back here in beautiful Melbourne on this bit of an overcast Sunday.